online class. Today we are going to discuss glimpses of the past part 2. In previous video we discussed part 1. In part 1 just I'll give brief details of what we discussed in part 1. In part 1 glimpses of the past means we are going to have a brief things about which happened in the year between 1757 to 1857. What are the things take place, how britishers enters into our country, all those things. So we discussed four topics like the martyrs. So the martyrs is a situation. The martyrs means the people who sacrifice their life for the sake of some religious belief, for some causes and everything. So here Lata Mangeshkar, at the function hall, Lata Mangeshkar will sing a song by calling, "Oh my countryman, you should all spend some tears. Let your eyes fill with tears," means "ए मेरा वतन के लगान." In that way Lata Mangeshkar started singing. So in that particular stage we can observe the pictures like Lal Bahadur Shastri, Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru and Indira Gandhi. This is about the first topic part, martyrs. Coming to the second topic, the company's conquest. What is the company here? East India Company. How East India Company enters in our country by placing some factories, different factories in different regions in our country. Slowly and gradually it's expanding and extending all these factories in our country, and how they started looting us. And in the third topic we discussed British rule, how Britishers came into the existence, and how the preachers have their different opinion on women. Preachers, they used to say that all the issues, a lot of problems, the root cause of many problems is due to women. In that way, preachers used to say to the country people. At the same time, they also said that the people who crosses seas, they should be born in their religion. They should not belong to their religion. And also British people started make the poor farmers to pay heavy taxes in order to get immediate benefits. So in that way they started, in that way not only farmers but also they want to ruin our business also. Means the products which come from England importing, they are not at all paying any due for this importing. At the same time, England products producers were used to pay for high amount, whereas our Indian producers were used to buy for very less amount. In that way they started their cruelty. Coming to the fourth topic, we discussed about Raja Ram Mohan Rai. Raja Ram Mohan Rai is one of the person and the first person who want to go to Britain, and he want to question what makes the Britishers more and more powerful than Indians. So he want to question them, and he went to England and he said that we accepted you as a ruler, so we as a subject, so always rulers have to be accompanied with subjects. In that way he started that. And also, Rajaram Mohan Rai is known for his efforts to abolish the practice of sati and child marriages. These are the four topics we discussed in part 1. In part 2, we discussed like oppression, how dissatisfaction happened, sparks who were freedom fighters, revolt against Britishers. All these things we will discuss in part 2. The first topic in part 2, oppression. Oppression means unjust treatment. This was happened in the year 1765 to 1839. Who is oppressing whom? Britishers started oppressing Indians. Means Britishers started unjust treatment on Indians. But the British continued to oppress Indians. In 1880, they had passed Regulation 3. Under it, an Indian could be jailed without trial in a court. So they used to impose the different regulations to continue their survival. In that way they started passing one of the regulation, that is regulation 3. According to this regulation, which means an Indian could be jailed without trial in a court. By 1829, Britain was exporting British goods worth 7 crore rupees to India. So in that situation, what happened? Britain people were started exporting goods worth 7 crore rupees to India. All the time British officers in India drew big salaries, also made fortunes in private business. So all the British officers, they were drawing a big amount of salary, whereas our Indian farmers used to be imprisoned. At the time, Bentinck was the Governor General of India. So completely in this time, completely they were occupied our country. So for India, for our country, Bentinck was the Governor General of India. Oppression. But the British continued to oppress Indians. In 1818, they had passed Regulation 3. Under it, an Indian could be jailed without trial in a court. As we discussed earlier, Britishers continued to oppress Indians. Among that, one of the situation was they were passing the Regulation 3. Under this regulation, what will happen? Indians will be sent to jail without any trial in a court. So you can observe this picture, some of the Indians were present. All the time British officers in India drew big salaries and also made fortunes in private business. So you can observe this picture. These are the British people by their dressing and by their hairstyle. You can observe they were Britishers. They were very happy by gaining some of the profits from private business. So observe this picture, ma'am. Here everything was chaos, which was faced by Indians. By 1829, Britain was exporting British goods worth 7 crore rupees to India. They started exporting uh, some of the goods which worth 7 crore rupees to India. Yes, observe this picture. Here, this is the picture. He is Governor General Bentinck, reported back home. So he was the General, India General, Governor General Bentinck. The British the Britishers prospered on the company's loot while Indian industries began to die. Means here they were becoming rich and rich, whereas leaving all our Indians like poor. All our Indians, factories, Indian farmers, high and dry. The bones of cotton weavers are bleaching the plains of India. You can observe this picture. Ma, see this picture. Here, the small people like farmers, small artists, small business people, they were, see their situation, pathetic situation. Not only the elders, even the children in one particular family, they used to die and they used to suffer for starvation. This was happened in one particular point, that is oppression. Next topic is dissatisfaction, which was happened in the year between 1835 to 1856. Education in India was in Persian and Sanskrit. So education in our country, before Britishers entered in our country, our education used to be in two languages, that is Persian and Sanskrit. After Britishers enters in our country, they imposed their own language. So the person behind this was Thomas Macaulay. Thomas Macaulay suggested some change in Indian education, which was happened in the year 1935 to 1835 to 1856. They taught Indians their language. What is their language? Of course, English. By 1856, the British had conquered the whole of India. They carried a little about the needs of Indians. So, dissatisfaction means where Indians finally they don't have any chance to do something. They were tired of talking about something or trying to do something. So they were tired, dissatisfied Indians, because they used to impose their own language. Who Britisher used to impose their own language. With that, they want to train the people in their language, so that will be easy to do some things like attempting phone calls, filing, document typing. All these works, clerical work, should be done by the Indians. when it will be easy, where the Indians are easily able to learn their language. So that's why Thomas Macaulay, you can observe this picture, he is Thomas Macaulay. He was the person who imposed this language in our country, who introduced English language in our country. Yes, education in India was in Persian and Sanskrit. In 1835, an Englishman named Macaulay suggested a change. So before this person entered into your country, our education system was in two languages, that is Persian and Sanskrit. See, he started that I want to change some of the changes, I want to bring some of the changes in education system. So Macaulay started implementing his own language. So he was saying we should teach the natives through the English language. So we should teach the natives, means natives in the sense the people who born and brought up in one particular place, they call as natives. Who are the natives here? Indian people. Who are the migrants here? The people who come from another country, Britishers. So they are thinking that we want to make these Indians to learn our language. So the general agree for that. English education produced clerks to whom the British gave petty jobs under them. So at least they were giving a good jobs, means not at all. They were treating and they were making clerks, Indians as clerks. They used to grab all the lands and countries from all the rulers. The rulers, they don't have any work now. They were jobless. So by making them to learn this language, they were giving some jobs. Is the jobs are high paid salaries? Not at all. They were giving a petty jobs like as I discussed earlier, like attempting phone calls, answering to the opposite person in English language, typing documents, filing the documents in that way. These are the jobs they have to do. Incidentally, it also produced a new generation of intellectuals. We must educate our brothers and try to improve their material conditions. For that, we must convey our grievances to the British Parliament. Yes, they thought all the Indians, they thought that we must educate our brothers. So be educated in one particular area. If there are nearly 20 to 30 people are there, means they used to educate only 10 persons, 10 people. So these people thought that we have to educate all our brothers. So this can improve our material condition. In that way they thought, and they want to convey the same to the British Parliament. See what happened. By 1856, the British had conquered the whole of India. Observe this map, ma. Are you able to recall what the map I showed in part 1? Only very some part of the states belongs to British, and the remaining yellow part consists of our Indian rulers, were ruled by the Indians. Now see what happened here. All the pink part, pink color means it is British area. It was occupied. So by this situation, by observing this map itself, and we can understood that it was completely occupied by Britishers. They cared little about the needs of Indians. So here the Indians started discussion that they were caring about us very little. Our kings have become puppets and we have lost our old jobs. So kings are became puppets. They don't have to do anything. Nothing was there in hands. There is no land. There is no country to rule. So they became puppets in the hands of whom? Britishers. And lands, they are converting our brothers. Means converting in the sense some of the Britishers, they were forcing some of the people to change their religion. Of course, Britishers, they were belongs to Christianity. Most of the Britishers belongs to Christianity. So they were forcing the Indians to change their religion. You only talk, do something to drive them out. So in that way, they started discussing about the situation which was happened in our country. This is about the next part. And the Sparks. Some Indian soldiers in East India Company were ill pleased with the attitude of East India Company. A soldier named Mangal Pandey attacked the adjutant of his regiment and executed. So by all the things which was doing by the East India Company and the Britishers, not everyone will be calm, not everyone will accept everything. So one of the soldiers, some of the soldiers, they used to ill pleased with the attitude of East India Company. Among that, one of the soldiers, Mangal Pandey. Observe this picture, ma. He is Mangal Pandey. Regiment and executed. Yes, this was happened in the year 1855 to 57. Continued to ruin the peasants in the Santals who had lost their lands. New land rules became disparate. In their rose in rebellion and massacred and their supporters alike. So this was happened. This was happened. They started uh, opposing Britishers, and when was brewing in the East India Company's army too. While we get a pittance and slow promotions, the Angles asked us to cross the sea, which is against our religion, who is the Topiwala to abolish our age-old customs. So we must drive out the Angles. Mangal Pandey attacked the adjutant of his regiment and executed. So as we discussed earlier, they started forcing the people to change their religion, to leave their customs and traditions, so they want to become slaves for the foreigners. So this was not acceptable for some of the people who are living in India. Among them, one of the soldier, Mangal Pandey, who attacked the adjutant of his regiment and executed. Thousands of other Sipais revolted. Thousands of other Sipais revolted. They were stripped of their uniforms. Humiliation were happened. You can observe this picture. So much of destruction were happening here. Some war takes place between Britishers and our Indian soldiers. You can observe this picture. Somehow they were started fighting against Britishers. Few Englishmen had cared to understand Indian customs or the people's mind. Oh, proud Brahmin soldiers, do you know that the grease on the bullet you have to bite is made from the fat of cows and pigs? What? The white man has deceived us too. See, so there, some of the Englishmen, few Englishmen, they were cared about uh, what people, Indian people were thinking, and what is their customs and everything, what is their mind, what they were thinking and everything. So only few Englishmen were cared about. So he was saying that, oh proud Brahmin soldiers, do you know that the grease on the bullet you have to bite is made from the fat of cows and pigs? Means here, being as a Brahmin, they should not touch any non-veg items in that way. But one of the person was revealing that the bullets which you are making, the grease which you are touching, which you are biting to make a bullet, which was made from the fat of cows and pigs. He was surprised. What? The white man has deceived us too. So the white man deceived us too. Soon chapatis were sent from village to village to tell the people that their emperor would want their services. So they can't convey directly in which situation they were. So they were conveying the information by transforming chapatis, by making chapatis as a transformers. They used to convey their thing that they need some services. So from one place to one village to another village to tell the people that emperor would want their services. See here, observe this picture, ma. So he went to another village and giving one chapati that he want the emperor of that village services. Yes, all my village men will be ready. Yes, he was saying that all my village men will be ready. Just by giving chapati, they were unable to understand the situation. They were ready to help the fellow Indians. Similarly, lotus flowers circulated among Indian soldiers. Death to the foreigners. Yes, these are the some of the symbols which makes the foreigners ruined. So chapati was a symbol to which were brought from one village to village to tell the people that emperor need their services, and also lotus flowers. Lotus flower means death to the foreigner. So in that way, by having some code language, by circulating some things, they were passing some information. Yes, next one, revolt. Revolt which was happened in the year 1857. In 1857, a violent revolt was outbroken in Meerut. The rebellion spread wider. Many landlords lost their lands because of the British policies. So revolt happened in the year 1857. It was a very violent revolt which took place in Meerut. The rebellion spread wider. Many landlords lost their lots because of these British policies. Then there was a violent outbreak at Meerut. Meerut was the city. This city experienced a violent outbreak. The Sipais marched to Delhi. All the Sipais went to Delhi. Long live our Emperor Bahadur Shah. So they were talking to Bahadur Shah. They want to free from the Britishers or things. So they want to get back their country. The rebellion spread wider. Many landlords had lost their lands because of the British policies and they were told the white man rule must end. Yes, we will help you. Yes, they started that they want to end the ruling of the Britishers. So all the people they were thinking that they they wanted to fight with the Britishers. People were very angry by the Britishers' behavior, the policies which was implementing by the Britishers. So they want to fight with the Britishers. The fight for freedom, which was happening in 1857. So this was the last one, the fight from freedom. So somehow they started, our country people started revolt against Britishers. They were vexed with the things which was happening by the Britishers. Many rurals like Begum Hazrat Mahal of Lucknow were bitter. The patriots pronounced upon the British and fought pitched battles all over North India. So uh, this picture, Tantia Tope, he is Tantia Tope, and Begum Hazrat Mahal. They were also not satisfied with the behavior of the Britishers. They want to get free from the Britishers. Many former rulers like Begum Hazrat Mahal of Lucknow were bitter. The white man has taken away. Many former rulers like Begum Hazrat Mahal of Lucknow were bitter because why they were in that position means all the English people they occupied their kingdom. See, she was saying that the white man has taken away my kingdom. They joined the upsurge against the farmers, against the foreigner. Popular leaders like Mauli Hamadullah of Faziabad told the people, "Rise, brothers, rise! The Angrez is running our land." The people rose everywhere in Allahabad. Means they started popular leaders like Mavi Ahmadullah. Not only him, but also many people, many leaders. They started motivating the common people that they want to get back their country. So all the people in every country, in every area, they rose everywhere, and they started. They want to bring their country back. They will get motivated by the leaders. Azmullah Khan told Chacha Tope, "We should have Peshwa Nana Sahib as our leader in the War of Independence." The patriot pounced upon the British and fought peace battles all over North India. So, students, you are able to recall what happened at the beginning, which situation takes place to the Britishers enter into our country. Britishers enter in our country because of only one situation where the clashes happened between the Indian rulers itself. So they have the weapons, they have good superior weapons. So some of the rulers they want to take the help of Britishers. So in that way, slowly Britishers entered and slowly they occupied our country, right? So now this is the situation where we have to appreciate where all the foreigners means all the enemies were started and occupying and oppressing our Indians. All the people, all the rulers, they come together and they want to fight. All the patriots want to fight against Britishers. 80-year-old Kunwar Singh of Bihar received a bullet in his wrist. Mother Ganga, this is my last offering to you. So, when they started fighting with Britishers, old 80-year-old Kunwar Singh, one of the patriots of Bihar, he received a bullet in his wrist. You can observe this picture. The last words of Kunwar Singh was Mother Ganga. Means this was happened in the river. This is my last offering to you. In that way, he said. So this is the way how Britishers enter in our country. What are the situations take place? Like in part 1, we discussed the many martyrs and we discussed about East India Company, how Britishers started ruling our, and who one of the first person, Raja Ram Mohan, right, who was the first person who stood near and who wanted to know what makes this Britishers superior. And in the second part, we discussed revolt against that, and oppression, dissatisfaction. Finally, the sparks, revolt against and the freedom fighters. Finally, how our Indians got motivated and how they struggled a lot to bring back our country. This is about the glimpses of past. Of course, you have some knowledge regarding this history in your social studies. This is a brief topic about our history which happened in the year between 1757 to 1857. I hope you understood, ma. Let us discuss the question and answers. First question: do you think the Indian princes were short-sighted in their approach to the events of 1757? Of course, yes, because they were not at all estimate what will happen with these Britishers. So that's why they trust Britishers. They involve Britishers in their own country issues. Second one: how did the East India Company subdue the Indian princes? The Indian princes were constantly at war with each other. Yes, we discussed in earlier. They called English merchants to help them. Why? Because they have superior weapons. So in that way, they enter in a country. Quote the words used by Raja Ram Mohan Rai to say that every religion teaches the same principles means cows are of different colors but the color of their milk was same. This means teachers have different opinions but the essence of our religion is same. This is the quotation which was used by Raja Ram Mohan Rai when he was trying to motivate his wife. In what ways did the British officers exploit Indians? So, first they used to impose heavy taxes, and then they forces to abandon their fields, and they import duty for goods manufacturing, and they crippled Indian industries, and they passed Regulation 3. They used to have, in according to this regulation, Indian could be jailed without any court trial. This is one of the regulation, and the Britishers used to earn big salaries, and they used to exporting 7 crore rupees worth goods to India. The British proposed the company's loot. Industries began to die. Not only the industry, small business and artisans also used to die for the starvation. Name these people. The ruler who fought pitched battles against the British and died in fighting. Who was the person who died and who got the bullet in his wrist, ma? Yes, Kunwar Singh. Kunwar Singh. The person who want to reform the society is none other than Raja Ram Mohan Rai. The person who recommended the introduction of English education in India, Thomas Macaulay. The person, two popular leaders who led the revolt. So, Mauli Ahmadullah of Faizyabad, Peshwa Nana Sahib. These are the two people who motivates all the country people in India to get back our India. Mention the following two examples of social practices prevailing: untouchability and child marriages. These are the two practices prevailing in India in olden days. Two oppressive policies of the British. The British decided to do away with the import duty on goods manufactured. The first one is that affected the industries, and the second one is they passed Regulation 3. Two ways in which common people suffered. First, they lost their old jobs and lands. They were being converted by the British. They were forced to convert their religion. What are the main four reasons that discontent that led to 1857 War of Independence means? They felt the kings were supposed to be protectors but were made puppets in the hands of Britishers. And the second one is taxes continued to ruin the peasants, and they were also discontent in the East India Company's armies too. And they used to white soldiers got huge pay, mansions to live in servants, while the Indian soldiers got a pittance and slow promotions. And also, very few people they were cared about our English people. And one of the main reason was the religious sentiments of both Hindus and Muslims were also hurt. How means the grease on the bullets they had to bite, which was made from the fat of cows and pig. These are the four issues, majorly four things, four reasons which led to the 1857 War of Independence. I hope you understood glimpses of the past. If you have any doubts, please contact me. Thank you. Hari Om.